In this episode of GA Access, Patty Schoenfeld, a senior business consultant with GoodAccountants.com, shares how over a one-year period she successfully placed 8 individual corporate clients with a small boutique accounting firm ran by a certified public accountant in Crofton, Maryland. For Dominic Scine, the certified public accountant chosen by Schoenfeld, the referrals represented an additional $100,000 in annual billings, with each client being an ongoing yearly engagement for Scine. For Schoenfeld, the placements meant her clients were in the capable hands of a CPA who could guide them through to the next level in fulfilling each of their company's strategic plans.
Dominic Scine had come in through an internet search on his own free will. He came in through Google, and he was looking to increase his firm's billings. I spoke with him. I told him how our program works. Then what happened was, it was 4:30 one afternoon here, and I'm one of the managers here. I pre-screen the multi-million-dollar clients. So this business owner came in. His name was Greg Yett, and he was a privately held defense contract. It was DCAA. And he needed heavy-duty, pretty much daily interaction. So the scope of the engagement was significant. Everything Greg does, it's based on time stamping and logging in everything. There's always checks and balances. So what happened was, I had 20 minutes to make a positive decision as to, number one, who was best qualified for this client, because Greg told me he wanted to see someone at 8:30 the next morning. So the 20 minutes I had before the close of business was not only to get the accountant on the phone, but B, get him to maneuver around his schedule. And we're talking about, I was thinking in hearts of hearts maybe a 40K billing. It turned out this particular client, there was immediate chemistry, first of all. Dominic rearranged whatever it took to make this happen. So, he did the right thing, not only by me, but by the client, and now for himself. Because now he bills that client every 15 days, $2,000. So imagine that. Not even net 30, you're talking net 15. And that's banked on revenue. So it turned out to be a $48,000 engagement.
Unlike the legions of accountants who heavily rely on client referrals that might come to them through associates in the banking or legal professions, Dominic Scine has come to rely almost entirely on GoodAccountants.com. Here, Scine talks about his relationship with Good Accountants and how that relationship has ironically resulted in his inability to take on more clients or to perform any additional outside work.
Well, Scine Accounting is a firm that primarily has a lot of internet-based technology solutions for our clients. And one of the new trends we know of is advertising on the internet. And so we said, why not advertise through somebody who already knows how to function and interact in the internet environment much better than we do. And so we then began to searching for some of these companies that can help us with our own marketing strategy, and we came across GoodAccountants.com. GoodAccountants.com, they seem to be the best at internet searching and finding and contacting the clients that might fit us, as opposed to us having another company or us doing that in-house, which is really difficult to do. There are so many times where Patty will call me and say, Dominic, I got this client. I think it's going to work for you. Can you do it? And I'll often have to tell her no. I'm doing my best to find the staff to service the clients that she can give me. And unfortunately, I just have to say no so many times, and it's really hard for me because I want good clients. But I have to say no sometimes when they call.
Dominic Scine originally came in as a business owner. He wanted to see from the back end on what our rigorous intake process was on how we pre-screen our businesses. And we were asking him the standard questions as to, what were you unhappy with your prior relationship with that accountant? What were you paying in annualized billings? And I see your revenue category is between 1 and 5 million. Are you closer to the 1 million mark, or are you closer to the 5? And as we were going through, it slowly unfolded that he was an accountant. So it was a surprise. So that's how pretty much the relationship came full circle. And then we had to introduce him to the accountant side now, because now he knows how we pre-screen our businesses. So now he wants to know, well, what's required of me? And I walked him through it. And initially, you know, he was skeptical.
We came across GoodAccountants.com by pretending to be a client looking for an accountant, by doing searches to see if we would show up and how we could intercept with those clients. And Good Accountants kept on being there at the top in terms of the chain of the list. And so we finally called Good Accountants and said, who are you? How do we become a part of your network? You obviously have the ability to get up there in the top of the list. And how can we be a part of it? And that's primarily how we found Good Accountants, was pretending to be the client and trying to see if they could get a hold of us through Google or Yahoo or any of these various search engines. GoodAccountants.com is one of the best kept secrets. I love GoodAccountants.com.
What ticks me off the most about when I speak to a prospective accountant is they act like they don't believe that I possibly have a client paying $35,000 in billings. They have an in-house telemarketer that they're paying $10 an hour to, times 40 hours a week, which comes out to over $20,000 annually. Those telemarketers are producing local startups, mom and pops, who can't pay their bills, can't take that accountant to the next level. And then here I come in on a Learjet and I say, I have this client. And they sit there and there's an unbelievable factor sometimes. It sounds too good. You know, a lot of these clients want to be put on price fixed solutions. So in other words, if it's a $40,000 billing, I'll advise the accountant, you know, you're talking about $3,000 in revenue every 30 days. So there's $36,000. You know, those are the clients that have longevity, that keep your lights on, keep your payroll paid, who can take you to the next level, who give you also quality referrals to colleagues who are in their same playing field. And it just becomes a viable source for them to not only make money, but to use their skills and be the consultant that they want to be.
I always said if I were blessed with the right accountants, that those accountants would see the value of my company and would work just as hard as I would to take my company public. And I always said that on the very next day, after my company went public, I'd buy a 200-foot yacht, hire a crew, and sail the South Pacific. Thank you, GoodAccountants.com, for finding me the right accountants.
GoodAccountants.com. No matter how large or small your business may be, we'll find you the right accountants that can take your business exactly where you want it to go, and will get you the financing you'll need to get you there. GoodAccountants.com.